Start. Hello guys, so thanks for joining. Today we are going to start our session. So how to troubleshoot with the ZIA, right? So जो Zsclaer का internet security है, which is called as ZIA, right? So we are live right now. Okay. I need everyone should focus on. Okay. So this is first part of that ZIA troubleshooting. Okay. So let me guys start. Okay, so I will give you some scenarios, right? How you can troubleshoot your issues, right? So let me start with first question. How the interviewer asks the question, right? So suppose somebody asks you the question, how you can troubleshoot the slowness issue, right? This is very common, right? Very common issue which everyone is actually asking that, right? So let me give you that, the zero trust exchange.com. My bad. So I'm going to log in on that. The question is, what I'm asking is, if interviewer asks this question, right, how can fix it the slowness issue, right? So as your network security engineer, what you need to do, how you can answer that question, I will tell you step by step, right? So let me set up my OTP or leave it with that. So, okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just logged in on that. माधुम देखो कितने बंदे आए हैं. It's only you. How's लैपटॉप में देखो माधुम. How's it look like? लैपटॉप में देखो फुल स्क्रीन करके. नहीं तुम देखो, बस मेरे को दिखा दिया करो कैसे आ रहा है. इज इट ओके?
मैं तो इस पे हूँ.
किस पे?
मैं इस पे हूँ, आप इस पे देखो.
अच्छा फुल स्क्रीन कर दो फिर, और सही से रखो, इसको गिरे ना.
आप ऐसे पता है
इज इट क्या होगा?
क्या करो ना जैसा, तो पहले एक बार बता दिया करो ना, पूरा दिन माहौल बना के रखा करेंगे पूरा अपने व्हाट्सएप.
Yeah, next time we'll do it, no problem. Okay, so guys, the today class, right, we are going to start how fix the slowness issue, right? So this session more on that, right? So let me give you something. So suppose your user or your customer is experiencing the slowness issue. So the step which you need to work on, let me give you that, right? So first you need to understand, right? I will divide this into 4 parts, right? Notebook online. Let me give you the steps. So I always recommend it to my student, right? Whoever are doing the troubleshooting. माधवम इसको थोड़ा नीचे करो, टू अब वहाँ से नीचे करो, थोड़ा स्क्रॉल डाउन कर, और नीचे करो. अब यहाँ लाओ, थोड़ा यहाँ पे रखो, अब सामने इसका. ओके, नोटबुक. Okay, the first point, first you need to understand, or you can ask the question to the customer, right? What a question you can ask to customer, right? First one, how many users are impacted, right? So see, always, guys, what my recommendation whenever you got kind of ticket, so instead of focusing on the exact the problem, I will tell you, you should be more involved to the user so that you can get it the quickly, answer of that. So first you can ask the customer how many users are impacted, right? Because I divide this in four part, right? The next question is this new URL which you are accessing, or it's a previous URL, right? Third question you can ask, you okay, so you can see once user confirm on that, you can change your troubleshooting approach. Suppose user is saying that this URL is new, right? So your approach should be changed, right? Because if URL is old one, right, so it probably, you can ask the user, right, how many URLs are there, right? Guys, 1 second. Okay, so suppose user is saying this new URL, it means the most probably issue with the configuration, right? Maybe you need to whitelist that URL, or you need to do any other steps, right? Or if user is saying this is the URL which yesterday was working but today on board it's not working. So you need to understand this, because this is something is working and stop working. In that case, sometime what happened, maybe there is something wrong on the policy label, or there is something issue happen on the end user itself. Because if user is asking the issue with me only, so it means most probably the issue with the user laptop itself, right? So always try to more communicate with the user, you can get the exact error, right? So okay, now you can ask to the user, suppose user is saying this is not working for the day, previously it was working. So then you can do the basic troubleshooting, right? When you do the basic troubleshooting, like you can ask user to do the ping xyz.com, then you can ask user ns lookup. ns lookup basically give you, port reachability from source, right? Whether that, sorry, my bad, the ns lookup give you the dns resolution will be happen or not. Then you can try with the telnet, which give you confirmation where the port is enabled or not on from source to destination, right? So you need to ask this question ideally, and you will do the troubleshooting of that. Now what next you need to do, once you just confirm that the issue is not related to that, right, and you identify the ns lookup is working properly, it's resolving the IP address, telnet is okay, the port 443 is enabled from the user laptop because it's a web browser based URL which is using HTTPS port, right? So now what you need to do next on the Zsclaer perspective, okay, guys, this one is more if URL is not working, okay, slowness issue I will cover later. This one is when your URL is not working, right? In that case, what you need to do, okay, so you can go back to Zscaler, right? So again, guys, I want everyone on the same page, so let me explain what I'm trying to search it out. I want to understand whether the URL is working or not on the Zscaler perspective. I'm on the ZIA portal, which is the internet security, right? So let me go back where you can see the logs. You can go under web insight. Under web insight, you will see the logs, right? Under logs, sorry, you can select the time frame. So select the time frame means suppose user is reporting the issue before 5 minutes back. So you cannot select whole day, right? Because it take a time to fetch the logs, maybe 30 minute, 15 minute, right? Is no take time like that. So what you need to do, you can filter it out as of last 5 minutes, because you know that user is hitting that URL from last 5 minutes. The next thing what you need to do, you just put the URL, right? Under URL you got a domain, URL, path and host. So the recommended is, maybe you can use the URL if you know exact URL. Otherwise you put here contains. Contains means if any anything match from the start, or that particular URL, if anything which you are putting like google.com, if anything match with that, suppose www.google.com or google.com slash test 123 like that sorry, if anything like that, it will match that, right? And now what you need to do, you can see, because user just testing that URL, so you haven't get more than 1k logs, that is fair enough. So now you put the run query. Is it recommended for better performance to update URL search from the URL host? Yes. If you know the exact like that URL, right, you can put as a host, right? So host will be more faster than this one URL. So now it's searching. Right now I haven't used any user based filter. So what I want, basically I want to see how many users are hitting the google.com. Guys, you can see the benefit of that is play.google.com, account google.com, accounts.google.com, right? If you can see here, I put google.com contains means anything available in the URL, so that should be showing here, right? You can see account.google.com, this is matched, so it's showing here, right? Now I will give you the more analysis, right? So you can see this is the time when user hitting that, right? This is the user which hitting on that URL. Now you will see the policy action. In our case, suppose user was saying that the URL is not working, right? So maybe you get a block page, right? So our block, so right now say allow, is it okay? If anything block, you will get it like that. This is, by the way, different error which I will cover later, but you can see this is allow, right? The location is cloud browser. This is interesting, right guys? Road warrior and cloud browser have a difference. I will tell you what. A road warrior, who actually Zsclaer called those user who's working from home, right? Those, in case of ZIA or Zsclaer, they called as a road warrior, right? So all user who working from remote, it means user is working from home or maybe connected with the internet, not in office location, right? So one of the person asking me that question, how I can identify whether user is working from home or office, right? So you can see here under the location, if you see in your office location here, it means user belongs to office location, right? If you see here, user belongs to road warrior, it means user working from office, right? So what I mean by cloud browser? Cloud browser is the function which actually Zscaler provide. Basically any URL which you feel it that is highly risky, right? So Zscaler, instead of opening in the user machine, right, it will open actually pixeling, kind of pixeling that screen to you. Basically the URL not open in your local browser, instead of it will open on the Zscaler cloud browser. So I will tell you a good example of cloud browser. You know how it works. Suppose you take any system on the remote, maybe you using the team viewer or any desk, right? So basically what you are doing, you are just looking that screen using that any desk or team viewer software, but actually you are doing the action on the client or remote machine, not on local machine. So cloud browser work like same. You are actually working on your machine, but the browser which that URL is running, that is running not in your local laptop. So basically it will help you out to prevent you from lot of attacks, right? So this is the URL. You can see contains. I use the contains, which actually anything which my google.com should be coming under the URL category, right? URL, you can see URL class, business use, right? Bandwidth loss. So this actually is categorize every URL. You no need to worry about that. Category is okay. Video streaming, online chat, right? This is also Zscaler categorize every URL. Now the interesting part, what you need to focus on, right? Suppose user is saying the URL not working because of SSL inspection or maybe some certificate error, right? So you can see a policy name. So this says inspect non-financial certificate, inspection is there, right? It means whatever the URL inspecting should be that come into the policy, right? And you will see if you go on 3 dot, I want to see how many URL are inspected by SSL or not, right? You can see here that, oh my bad, click here, right? You can see it will show you yes or no, NA, right? If any URL inspected by the SSL inspection, it will show you as a, where is that? Okay, certificate. Let me check. I'm looking basically, okay, you can see SSL inspection, okay. This will give you yes or no, right? If any URL using the SSL inspection, it will show yes. So if you see any user accessing that URL which is using the S, means you should have the certificate on the user machine by the Zscaler, otherwise user will face error like this, blocked due to bad SSL record or SSL handshake fail, like that, right? Okay, so guys, this is just a basic troubleshooting, right? Now I come to the slowness issue. Suppose user is complaining, right? That we are facing slowness issue. So how can troubleshoot this? I will give you guys the step how can troubleshoot that issue. So first you need to understand that actually slowness issue, actually there is a very, I can say popular cases where actually it take a 30-40 days. Even tag is also struggling on that. So this is important, and if somebody is looking for interview, that is very important question, right? How you can fix it, the slowness issue, right guys? So slowness issue, you should, because Zscaler already given the good platform, right? So I take example of anything like www.google.com. Suppose the user is complaining this website is slow, right? So how can troubleshoot that? So first you need to understand on which data center you connected, right? So the ip.zscaler.com is the actually URL where you will see on which data center you connected. Once you got that, it means guys, I will tell you what happened behind the scene, right? So come back here. Okay, suppose you are working from Mumbai, right? And your actually company based on the US, right? So now ideally what happened, your configuration done on US Zscaler data center, but when end user connected to the Mumbai, they ideally connect with Mumbai data center, right? So so ideally if this user, you run ip.zscaler.com command on this user laptop, the nearest data center should be Mumbai. If user connected with the suppose US based data center, it means it is the actually genuine reason for latency, because your traffic go by under sea, right? So you should verify how which data center user connected. So there is a good command called ip.zscaler.com, right, which you can run on the browser and you will get it what is the problem, right? The second thing is actually Zscaler, okay, the question is how Zscaler identify, okay, how Zscaler identify the nearest data center from the user laptop. Okay, this is very good question, right? How Zscaler identify the nearest data center? So I will tell you. So Zscaler ideally using the actually MaxMind database. You know MaxMind, this one. you can see max mind database, max, sorry, max mind database. Okay, this is maxmind.com. So this is the website which Zsclaer tie up to be that. So a user, based on the user public IP, it will identify the user location, and based on the geolocation of user, it will be identify the nearest data center. So this is very important question, right? How Zscaler identify the nearest data center? Suppose you belongs to Mumbai, right? So you should be connect with Mumbai data center, because your public IP geolocation should be so as a Mumbai, right? So first thing, what you need to verify whether you are connected in the correct location or not. Second thing, guys, Zscaler also give you the command called Zscaler speed test. Okay, so you can Google it, Zscaler speed test, which basically give you the all what happened from user laptop to the Zscaler data center, right? Because what you need to do that case, any slowness issue you can divide in two part. One part from user laptop to the Zscaler data center, from Zscaler data center to the destination. Okay, so first part you need to verify whether the user having no latency between Zscaler data center, right, Zscaler data center to user laptop. So you should be run command called Zscaler speed test, right? So guys, this is the, I can say, is the beat. Let me stop my screen, right? So this is the first class for you guys. I will later tomorrow, tomorrow I will also do the live. So anyone interested, join in the evening time. Okay. Okay, your question, anything in your mind, basically you are looking for job or you're doing work in that product. So I will help you out how you can grow you in your this color, right? So guys, for now, because it's too late in the night, I thought I at least start today. So I will try to do as much as possible the live classes, live troubleshooting, right? So if anyone have any question, you can put in the comment, right? Tomorrow join, at 8 p.m. IST. So we will discuss there. You can put the comment. I will